Johnny here. Right now I'm in the beautiful lakeside city of Udaipur, and in this short film I'm going to talk about one of our key signature trips to the region, the Real Exotic Marigold Hotel Tour.
Home to some fascinating cities and towns, a plethora of amazing sights and some of the country's most characterful hotels, there's little wonder that a third of all first-time visitors to India travel to Rajasthan. It is, quite simply, India's most colourful state. And taking you through the locations and sights from the famous films and TV show in a more limited duration, this tour gives you some of the major attractions of Rajasthan's Golden Triangle, whilst also showing you some of the region's beautiful hidden gems.
And the tour starts here, in the nation's capital, Delhi.
Although maligned by some, for me Delhi is a fascinating city. A veritable tale of two cities, Delhi combines the hustle-bustle of the dramatic Mughal Old Town with its narrow alleys, its markets and mosques, with the sublime New Town, where quiet parks and tree-lined avenues are peppered by some of the country's most magnificent architecture. From Delhi we drive to Agra to see the essential Taj Mahal, before heading on to one of the main sites in the film, the Viceroy's Club, which is in fact Castle Kanota, which will form a charming backdrop for a relaxing evening. From here we'll move on to another key location of the movie and the TV show, the state's capital Jaipur, where you'll have a chance to visit the famous Palace of the Winds, the City Palace, the main market and, just outside of town, the staggering Amber Fort.
And the next stop on our journey through the land of kings is here, in the holy town of Pushkar.
Sitting on the banks of a holy lake, Pushkar is a quiet, quintessentially Indian town, home to a colourful market, wandering sadhus and holy cows, and many temples, including the only temple in the world dedicated to Lord Brahma. It's a lovely place to walk by the lake and have another relaxing evening, before we head on to the highlight of the tour, Rowlatt, also known as the best exotic Marigold Hotel.
We first started bringing groups here in 2005 when we brought our first horse riding safari through this part of southern Rajasthan. But since the success of the British movie, we've seen a huge rise in demand for people wanting to come and see for themselves what it's really like. The rooms are pretty simple, but they're also characterful and atmospheric. This was the bedroom of the judge, played by Tom Wilkinson in the movie, and this exact bed was used in the film. And over here we have the bedroom that was used, at least fictionally speaking, by Maggie Smith. Of course, Maggie Smith never actually stayed in this room. Her and the rest of the cast all drove an hour down the road to Udaipur, where they stayed in the hugely sumptuous Uday villas. But for us mere mortals, I think this is, in its own way, just as good. If you like to scratch beneath the surface of a country and experience the real thing, then at the Marigold Hotel you will get that. This is real India. So whilst Rowlatt, also known as the best exotic Marigold Hotel, may not be the most luxurious hotel you're going to use on your trip through Rajasthan, it's almost certainly going to be the most interesting and the most atmospheric.
And from Rowlatt we'll travel the short distance to the beautiful lakeside town of Udaipur. Udaipur was voted the most romantic city in the country, and with its narrow streets, its abundance of characterful Haveli hotels, its great dining options, shopping, and of course its stunning lake, we feel Udaipur is the perfect place to end this fascinating tour.
Of course, there are many group tours out there to this most colourful part of India. But if you're limited by time and enjoyed the wonderful British movie, then our Real Exotic Marigold Hotel Tour should tick all the boxes.